the unemployed worker can rightly challenge the excesses of Wall Street without demonizing all who work there.
The Jews control Wall Street. These are the Jews. The Jews control Wall Street.
The businessman can enter tough negotiations with his company's union without vilifying the right to collectively bargain.
These billionaires are getting a lot of money just out of greed. They're exploiting people, the underclass, like lower class people.
He would want us to know we can argue fiercely about the proper size and role of government.
The Zionist Jews are running these big banks in our Federal Reserve
without questioning each other's love for this country.
You're a bum, Jew. I'm a Jew. Why are you fighting with us? You got the money.
With the knowledge that in this democracy, government is no distant object.
Revolution, yes. Revolution that is led by working class.
But is rather an expression of our common commitments to one another.
The Jews control Wall Street. The Jews control Wall Street.
Hey, it sounds like Reverend Wright. Sounds like Reverend Wright was out there on the protest march. Anyway, Obama was at the Martin Luther King dedication and attempting to link what Dr. King stood for with what the people at the Occupy Wall Street bunch are saying and doing. This is more from the president yesterday at the dedication of the Martin Luther King Memorial.
If he were alive today, I believe he would remind us that the unemployed worker can rightly challenge the excesses of Wall Street without demonizing all who work there. That the businessman can enter tough negotiations with his company's union.
So what, why don't you just tell us yourself? Why do you have to say that everybody who's not around anymore would agree with what you say? If Martin Luther King were alive today, and then say whatever you want. He can't disagree with you. Martin Luther King's no longer here. It's a variation of the old straw man trick that this guy. Let's move on to audio soundbite number 3. Here's more of Obama at the Martin Luther King dedication.
In the first decade of this new century, we have been tested by war and by tragedy, by an economic crisis and its aftermath that has left millions out of work and poverty on the rise and millions more just struggling to get by. Indeed, even before this crisis struck, we had endured a decade of rising inequality and stagnant wages.
There it is. Blame Bush. Blame your predecessor. Like a spoiled little man-child, go ahead and blame everybody but you. Everybody but yourself. We're coming up on, it's over 2.5 years. Obama owns it. You know the old saying by the Republican leader, Colin Powell. You break it, you own it. Go to a store, you break something on the shelf, you own it, you buy it. You go to a country, start a war, blow it, you own it. You come up with economic policies designed to destroy the country and succeed, you own it. Nobody else did it, Mr. President.